A new poll show a major surprise in Colombia's upcoming presidential election, as it points out not only that candidates Gustavo Petro and Federico Gutierrez are going to be the two figures to compete in the second round. These are, of course, the main candidates of Colombia's left: Gustavo Petro, who is a radical left-winger, and Federico Gutierrez, also known as Fico Gutierrez, who is part of the center-right. However, in this case, in addition to the fact that both are going to be the main candidates in the second round, the poll of Guarumo and Ecoanalítica, published by Colombian newspaper El Tiempo, show that Federico Gutierrez is the absolute favorite to win this electoral event in the second round. This is a major surprise because we need to remember that over the last few months, almost every single pollster have claimed that there is basically no way to beat Gustavo Petro in the presidential election. However, this situation has changed, and of course, there has been a lot of reactions about it. In addition to this reality, in addition to these elements, the poll also revealed that in both intention in Colombia, the ones regarding the first round shows Gustavo Petro with 34% and Federico Gutierrez with 25%. We need to remember that the only way of winning in the first round is by getting at least 50%. Unlike the US, which is a country with only two parties, Colombia has a lot of parties, a lot of political parties. So the presidential election is not exactly like the one in the US, where there is only like one round and basically winner get it all. This is not exactly the case of Colombia, considering that we are talking about a lot of political parties and a lot of candidates. There are two rounds, and the two candidates that get the most amount of votes in the first round goes to the second and final round, but only those two political candidates. In order to win in the first round, you need to get at least 50%. This has only happened 2 times in Colombian history, and the person in question that achieved this major milestone was former President Álvaro Uribe in the moment that he got fiercely elected and in his re-election. So, on the other hand, the polls shows that Sergio Fajardo reached 9.5%, while Rodolfo Hernández reached 9.3%. Ingrid Betancourt got 2.6%, Enrique Gomez 1.6%, and Luis Perez with only 0.3%. So the undeniable fact is that definitely Federico Gutierrez could win the election. The main favorite remains Gustavo Petro, that's a fact, but it is quite possible that Fico Gutierrez wins this electoral event, given the fact that it is more likely that he can achieve establish a lot of alliances with many other political parties in Colombia, unlike Petro. After all, many parties see Petro as the person he is. He is a populist, he is a demagogue, and he's a radical. So many parties don't want to establish any type of alliance with him. And given the fact that Federico Gutierrez is more moderate, it is quite possible that these political parties decide to establish an alliance with the center-right candidate. So the truth is that the upcoming presidential election in Colombia is going to be more exciting than that many people actually predicted, considering that Petro was the absolute favorite. But right now, it is quite possible that the president ends up being Federico Gutierrez. Reporting from Medellín, Colombia, Luis Orozco, Newsweek.